As the time rolls on, policymakers across the world will appreciate the policy of India, that it was better for India not to intervene, it was better for India to maintain a neutralist stand, and why should India take sides? For what reasons should India take side? Is it not better for India and for its foreign policy to be neutral? The question that everybody is dealing with these days is, why is India neutral when it comes to the Middle East crisis? Why is it that India has not sided either with Israel or with Iran or with America? Is being neutral a very good diplomatic policy? Is it a very good foreign policy decision? Or India cannot afford to be neutral? I would like to address this issue today. As far as my understanding goes, I believe that India is doing a very good thing. It does not want to take any particular side. It does not want to be seen either with Israel, America, or with Iran. But yes, there is a reason for that. Not because it wants to play safe, but basically because India has all along been of this very particular view that we are not supporters of any kind of the conflict in any part of the world. We always want peace. We want prosperity. We want stability. We want safety for all the people in the world. Now, whatever is happening there in Middle East, it is happening for the reasons known to the parties concerned. But one thing is very clear. Why should India go and poke its nose? Why should India side? When these countries engaged themselves there in this conflict, did they take India into confidence? Did they consult India? And now, when this is happening in the Middle East, America is attacking Iran, Iran is attacking back on American assets and also on the Israeli soil. How can India play its role? Now, there are many people who think that we have to get gas supplies, we have to get petrol, oil, all this fuel. Well, that's there. The Strait of Hormuz has been blocked, because of which we have the problem there in the supply chain. Absolutely fine. I do agree that is the problem. But then, if India takes the side, what will happen? And why should India take sides? For what reasons should India take side? Is it not better for India and for its foreign policy to be neutral? Neutral in the sense we can also prevail upon America, Israel, and at the same time prevail upon Iran to somehow de-escalate and come back to the negotiating table and completely stop this war. Because ultimately, war is not going to bring any kind of development. It's not going to bring any result to anybody there in the world. It will only bring destruction and complete ruin. So India, I believe, is doing the best thing that it can do at this critical juncture. It can prevail upon, it can tell the people to do all these very things. It can impress upon both the parties and also all the countries involved in the conflict to ensure that there is not going to be any escalation there in the conflict. Because ultimately, if this conflict prolongs, the whole world will pay through the nose. They will have to bear the consequences which are unimaginable right now. So, what India does is to only impress upon the countries. And it also has to make sure that the supply of the natural gas or the fuel does not get blocked or stopped. And so far it has been successful in its efforts, because Indian ships have been allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and we have seen successful docking of the ships there. In India, 3-4 ships have already arrived and so many ships are there on their way. So it means that India is playing its cards well. There is no need to provoke any country. There is no need to be seen on this side or the other side of this very particular fence. So when people ask why India is being neutral, now if I ask them, why should India not be neutral? What will be the answer to that question? Is it not in the interest of Indian policy, Indian economy, and in the Indian affairs that we have to be neutral? Is it not good for us? Because If we take side, then surely we will have to pay heavily for this very particular decision. Right now, we have very good relations with everybody involved in the conflict. We have good relations with America, Israel, Iran, Middle East, Qatar, UAE, and then Kuwait, Bahrain. Government of India has talked to all the heads of the states there in this Middle East region. Our Prime Minister has been talking and taking pains to ensure that there is going to be ease and that the people do not suffer and that the good senses prevail upon all the parties involved so that they can bring halt to this war, which is surely jeopardizing the international peace and stability. So this is what India can do. And there is also one more fact that people just do not understand and they try to overlook, and that is that every major power in the world wants India to mediate. They want India to play a role. They want that India should actually prevail upon both the countries. And they know it very well that there is only one particular country that has influence on both sides, and that is India. So that's why they want that India should actually negotiate and make sure that this war comes to an end. So it is basically because of the policy of neutrality. Because India is being seen only country in the world today which does not have any expansionist philosophy. It does not believe in usurping the land. It believes in Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the whole world is my family. And it is because of this very particular philosophy, the world knows that if India is going to take any particular action or is going to intervene in between in terms of mediation, then perhaps there is going to be an end in sight. And if India ultimately takes huge pains in resolving the crisis, that's good. We should always welcome that. But then we do not have to do it to antagonize any of the countries there involved in this very particular conflict. We have to take everybody along. We have to ensure gas supply. We have to ensure proper relationships with the other countries. There has not to be any kind of risk-taking effort, which ultimately will bring disaster to the country's policies and programs. So in the end, I like to tell you that whatever India is doing right now, I believe this is the safest, this is the easiest, this is the best way of dealing with the challenges that are now thrown at us. And I'm sure as the time rolls on, policymakers across the world will appreciate the policy of India, that it was better for India not to intervene, it was better for India to maintain a neutralist stand, and that's how it paid us in the long run.